Excited to welcome Nikki Busch today. She is the 7th librarian here in Oregon, and we were happy to sit down with her and have a chat. Hey Nikki, welcome. Thanks for being with us today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm delighted.
Oh, it's great to have you. So Nikki, how did you hear about the position being open here in the library? Were you looking for a director's spot?
That's a great question. I was director at Brodhead Public Library, not too far south from here, and I was very excited to see that this position had come open. It was advertised within the library world rather widely. I believe they had candidates from around the U.S. But this is a place that I had always, for at least the last 8 years, had an interest in being, so I could not apply when it.
What's Brodhead in Oregon? What's the difference in the libraries?
Oregon is about 3 times the size of Brodhead, but both libraries are part of the South Central Library System, which is a nice thing for us because it means we have access to many more materials than what we'll find just within our walls here.
So now, of course, you bring your librarian duties to the library, but what side of the scope of being a librarian, talents or specialties do you bring to the position?
Sure. Well, as an undergraduate, I studied cultural anthropology, so and have spent a fair amount of time in other places throughout the world. So I like to think that I bring to the table a very open mind and some cultural sensitivity that may not be as much a part of everyone's training. So there's that, and also, while I was part of the University of Wisconsin-Madison, I was the grants and research librarian for a number of years, and so I have a background in things like fundraising, nonprofits, and the like.
Great. Does the library have to do any fundraising outside of what the village has in terms of the tax money coming to help support the library?
To run a library, we need money from a number of different sources. The municipality is, of course, our largest source of funds, and for which we are very grateful. We wouldn't be able to be here without that. But yes, in order to do all the things that we would like to do, a lot of the programming comes from the Friends of the Library. They help make much of the outreach that we do possible.
You know, when I was a kid, the library had a card catalog. That was it. It was easy. You'd come in, and not that it isn't easy anymore, but there is so much here, and I don't think that our residents and patrons realize the access to many different things that the library does offer.
Absolutely. So as you were saying, in addition to what we typically think of as a library, books, perhaps some magazines and newspapers, we have a seed collection. A seed, yes. So people can check out seeds to plant in their gardens.
Really?
Yes.
Now, is that a donated thing, or does the Friends help sponsor that, or how is that?
That, a grant, and some of it may have come from the Friends.
So, is that unique to Oregon or other libraries?
There's a handful in the area, a handful of libraries that have it, but by no means is it the norm.
The norm, okay.
Yeah.
Is it on the website?
It is.
It is, okay.
Yes.
So people really have to get to the website or come in here to see what is offered?
I would strongly recommend that people explore the website. They'll find all sorts of exciting programs for people of all ages and all interests. And then you can search the catalog, which will give you an idea of the different types of resources that are available. And it will point you to everything from databases or those seeds, or we have a bundt cake collection.
A bundt cake collection?
Yes, bundt cake pans.
Sure, okay.
You can,
I love a good bundt cake.
Hey, who doesn't?
You can layer it. You know?
Yeah. So different shaped pans for specialty cakes. Rather than purchase one for a one-shot deal, you could come here.
The usage of the library, when I've come in here in different hours, there's you know, in the morning it's a certain group of people, and of course after school, but do we have a wide range in terms of age using the library?
Absolutely, yes. Literally from newborns until one's
centenarians. Maybe.
Thank you.
if we have any here in Oregon.
Yes.
We hopefully do.
Yeah, I would like that, yeah. I'm sure we do some. I look forward to meeting them.
Yeah. So, story time?
There's story time, there's Dads and Donuts.
Dads and Donuts, yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's a way to encourage dads to come in and participate with the children's story time and activities. Early literacy is a very important piece of a child and therefore their entire life, getting off on the right foot, being prepared for school, and that's one of the things that we take very seriously here is setting kids up for success.
Which is so important, because
It really is.
Reading is knowledge, and knowledge gives you power and opportunities.
Yep.
Now, there's things that the library offers. I only know this because I've done research, and I couldn't find it online, which everyone would believe that you can get anything online, because I've heard that said. So tell us what things we can get at the library that we really can't get online.
Well, the average internet browser would find online is what's called the free web, the things that aren't behind a password, right? To get behind those passwords into sources of information that are not freely available, that perhaps have recently been published, are perhaps of a more scholarly nature, things that the authors are hoping to still be able to make a living from their being published, those are not on the free web most times, and the library is a portal for those. Your library card will allow you to access many of those databases that will give you that content that's invisible to your average user.
And there is a research librarian here, or someone that can facilitate that?
Absolutely, yes. At our information desk, we have a number of well-trained individuals that have the skill set to be able to help you discover those things and teach you some of those tricks so that you can feel empowered to find them on your own as well.
Good. Are bestsellers important to a library?
Anytime there's information that people want to have access to, you know, occasionally there's a specialty item that we will only be able to get through interlibrary loan. We can't possibly own every
book
in the world as much as we would want to. But if there's any sort of broad interest, we would love to be able to have it here. So regardless of whether it's a bestseller or something more specialized.
So the ISBN number, what is that all about?
The International Standard Book Number. That is a number that's assigned to each unique book anywhere in the world so that it's easily identifiable. It's been around since 1967.
Now, before that?
Before that, there wasn't a standard way that each particular book, they didn't get a standard number. The standard number allows someone to identify exactly the item that they're looking for. So let's say by a number. So if there's different editions, those editions will have a different number.
Oh, really? Okay.
If something has changed within the content, then it will have a different number.
So every published book, not necessarily self-published, or just...
You can apply.
You can apply.
As a self-publisher, you can certainly apply for an ISBN number, and that helps. Now,
when I go up to a book, there's a sticker on it and there's a number, the Dewey Decimal System. Is that correct?
The call number will often be a Dewey Decimal System number.
When I go up to a book on a shelf, I see the sticker, and I see these numbers like 347.2727.
Yes. So every item in the library is going to have a call number that helps you find where it is in the library. And works of nonfiction or things, which is basically true materials, those will have a Dewey Decimal System number assigned to them, and that allows you to not only find it on the shelf, but it also means that things of a particular subject area are shelved together so that when you go to the shelf to find the item that you're looking for, and if you look a little left, look a little right, maybe up or down, you're going to find other things that may also be of interest to you.
Within that
Part of the
same-
master plan.
It's a huge plan. It's
Well,
working.
librarians, we're
You guys
crafty.
are good at organizing.
It helps.
So I have a question about when I come to look at things, and the title starts with the.
Yes.
And I'm always puzzled, should I put the in, or, because it seems to be on everything. Do I need to type in the?
You don't need to, but today's computers are, search engines are smart enough to allow for including or not including the initial article, an a, and, or the.
A and or the?
And.
A and.
And or
A,
the.
And, okay, all right. So we don't need to do that.
You don't need
Just
to
put the
include them.
title.
You can skip over that.
What about our patrons that are homebound or they're elderly and at certain times of the year they can't get out as much, but they'd like to utilize the library and they may have a tablet at home. What can you do for them?
Well, we have access to millions of ebooks and hundreds of e-format magazines that with your library card you can access even at home if you have an internet connection, or you can come in, upload them to your device, because we have free internet here, which not
Okay.
everyone may realize.
You can come in and sign on, even if you have your own device. Like
Even if you have your own device,
Is there a password, or you just walk in and
you just walk in.
hit accept?
Yep.
Okay, great. And then I see a bank of computers out there. People utilize those. Well, who utilizes
Absolutely.
those?
Everyone
Everyone.
utilizes them. Let's say you're on your lunch break and you want to check your email. Go to the library, log on. It's free.
I'll have to tell Dan that. Ask you, has there been a book that you've read that's changed the way you thought or changed your life?
There is. When I was living in Nepal, I was living in an area up near the border of Tibet, and I was reading Even Cowgirls Get the Blues by Tom Robbins, and that inspired me to learn to ride a horse when I got back to the U.S.
And did you?
I did.
So are you ride horses now?
Not as regularly as I would like, but yes.
Fantastic. Nikki, thanks for being with us. This has been a great time.
I'm so glad that you offer. This has been wonderful.